here and now, I shall commit one more sin. The light of the 7 stars shall be your judge. I mean, hearing that shit already, I was like, oh! I was like marking out, I was like, am I gonna see my 7 stars Grand Chariot technique? Am I gonna see fucking Jalal fucking finally get his fucking win on the board here? Like, I love that, alright? It's like, this coming from like sort of the Jalal fan here, like saying like, I mean, come on, I can't help it, guys. I mean, fucking Jalal's my favorite part of, like, the fucking Tower of Heaven because he's such a fucking badass when he actually decides to fight. So, I'm not gonna lie, like, the fucking start of this chapter started off incredibly strong as, like, literally Erza is, like, passing out due to blood loss and just that. And, like, we get to see from Neinheart, he's like, well, you know, what the hell, that woman, you can't be, like, Lady Eileen, like that. And just Jalal snapping and saying, here and now I shall commit just one more sin, clears the entire sky that it's clear and the stars are out and Jalal's power level just goes off the fucking roof as he decides to unleash the lights of the 7 stars shall be your judge. And unleashing the Grand Chariot, which, oh my god, the Grand Chariot did some damage, I'm not gonna lie. Like, by damage, I mean obliteration. Like, yo, I'm surprised Neinheart even had a body left after that. And what's even better is, like, a lot of people say, oh, Erza's gonna take another win, and I was really concerned. I was like, don't make this a thing about, like, Erza and all that she's the one. And I told you and all that, like, Neinheart could not take fucking hits like that because, I mean, to be fair, he just took fucking, like, literally 7 stars flying down upon him to mess his shit up. So kind of people expecting that, it's like, oh, he's going to be down and all that, like, oh, he's going to be getting taken down really easily. It's like, yep, that's kind of what I was expecting, really. It's someone's magic that specializes in range and stuff like that isn't going to be mainly used for a defensive magic, then yeah, I'm expecting Neinheart to get taken down like a bitch compared to Jalal's magic. I kind of like how, like, Meredy noticed this and is like, oh shit, Jalal's fucking pissed. I could tell that from a couple of miles off, like, yeah, Jalal's gonna go ape shit when he go in there, and it's like, literally when we get to see that, it's like from what we found out with Meredy, she actually found out the true power kind of like of her McGilty like spell and all that, saying like, you know, I'm gonna make her like an actual magic like form a link with me with the McGilty sense, and it's like, oh, with this is, you know, we'll be able to like amplify our powers like and all that, for like, you know, pretty much teamwork. We need to like, you know, our powers will be amplified, but we need to have complete like trust into it, and it's like, all this time where she thought it was kind of completely kind of like useless and stuff like that, she kind of made what her real magic's like supposed to be like out of it is pretty much a giant support magic. I felt like it was right really to have Judia and like Meredy fight. I thought, you know what, that's a nice thing to do, like, because one, she was able to overcome Zancro all these years, and Judia was able to just twice, this is the second time that she was able to take down Keys, and this time with just either more. And fucking like, ugh, like, Jesus Christ, not only is like, she just like, she don't give a fuck about the ice gazer, she made an ice volcano. An ice volcano, how the fuck does that work? Like, the earth explodes and just shoots shards out. I'm like, alright, Eric, I understand that doesn't make much sense, but fuck it, we're gonna roll with it. I'm just gonna summon a volcano of ice. Pretty sure, like, how volcanoes act are a little bit more to do with the earth plates shifting around and all that, but fuck it, it's magic. It was a thing when it was like, Leon was kind of being very defeatist about this, saying we don't stand a chance to the master, and it's like, kind of really putting himself down by saying like, Gray, you've come so much farther and all that, you surpassed like, you know, like all and all that, and your whole thing about it is like you're getting so close to after like all the fights that you had, and it's like, yeah, I've come a long way though, Leon, but it's like this might be the start for you as well, for you to get stronger right now, and it's like now it's time for your first step, Leon. We need to like go down and take down all. It's like, and all, like, it's just like, you gonna take me down? Like, for real? Like, you really think you're gonna take me down? I don't know. And going from that, we get to see what Wendy, who is just like, what we got from last time, that she's just completely out of it. And I'm kind of surprised that Shelia kind of ran back out to the battlefield, even though she hasn't got any magic, but it's like, no, Charlotte was like, no, we're going to be together and all that, I'll be your legs and all that. Literally grabs her, and it was just like, yeah, we're going to finish this off, like, together. We're going to finish this off. Same thing with all that, and we get to see all of them finally doing it. We get to see from what we saw, is down. We get to see her like taken down by the Ice Devil Zeref Longsword with the bladed ice wings. Like, Wendy's able to use the Sky Dragon's crushing thing, and to be fair, I miss Laxus using the Dragon's Jaw, which is just giant, just smashing the ground. It's like, fuck you, that's what you deserve. And using Judea Meridy's power by using the guilty equals water like a technique, which I'm like, even is still like, I don't know if I'd really count these guys, like, more like when I see Roblox, I feel like this is where it's like, alright, let's get these characters to do something. And then, in a way, like, getting to see, like, you know, it wasn't just Gray that took down, like, you know, it was, like, both of them. And it was like, you know, they had to use multiple moves just to even take it down. Same thing could be said with, like, Meredy and Judea. Same thing could be said, like, with Laxus. Laxus tried many times and all that. I mean, like, from what we had with Wendy's fight, I was like, you know, going against that again. The same, I think you could say it against with Judea as well. It's like, you know, she already beat Keith, so we already knew that she was way more superior than Keith. But especially with, like, Meredy, it was like, alright, she managed to overcome, like, someone that she, you know, was pretty much her equal at that point. It's like, no, you are now superior than Zankro now. With the rest, like, obviously, like, the rest is history with Jalal. I mean, Jalal using the Grand Chariot. It was nice to see, like, Kagura get involved as well. It was thanks to her as well, because he did hesitate for a bit when it was like, oh, like, you know, you got to see, like, Simon coming out, and it was like, he's smart. It was like, yeah, just do it, Jalal. Fucking do it. Like that. And he just does the Grand Chariot, blows Neinheart and the ship the fuck up. Like, literal just explode. Like, not only does he not get hit by one, he gets hit by about, like, 7 stars. I'm like, jeez, this is overkill. I'm like, that is fucking overkill right there. And then you get to see Neinheart. He's there on the ground. He's like, he's falling into the sea. He's done. I'm like, yeah. Just, you're done. KO, just done. Ends that part of the chapter as we get to see with Natsu, he's decided, I'm going to go from the east, I'm going to go after August, that's my plan. Lucy's going to go as well, and they're like, we don't kind of like this idea, Natsu, this doesn't sound like a good thing. It's like, we're talking about one of the most powerful Spriggan here, and Brandish comes out and it's like, you're kind of wrong on that. It's like saying, like, he's one of the strongest, like, he's the strongest individual, like that, he's kind of strong, but then again, it appears that you've all gotten the wrong idea. It's true that, like, August could be the strongest among us. There is another person who shares that title. Like, if August is the strongest man, then she is the strongest woman, which we knew from this one as Eileen Belserion. I'm like, yeah, the Crimson, like, the Crimson Despair, the Scarlet Despair. Now, why do you think was that fucking involved? Like, since you obviously see from the color page, it was Erza, there was an anthology about Erza supposed to be coming out. We've got all this stuff kind of happening on Erza right now. Now, I still say, wholeheartedly, which kind of takes points, it takes brownie points away from this chapter, Erza should have not been in this fight at all, I feel. I think it would have made a lot more if it was honestly both Jalal and just Kagura. I like that, though, it took the two of them to finish it off together, but even still, I felt like this would have been better for those two. I mean, you did get to see, like, she did save Jalal, and it was like, that's showing something like she's kind of let the revenge bit go now, but even still, it's like, that should have been, not like, you know, she shouldn't have been there, like, that should have just been it, and that would have been, I think, a fight a lot more interesting. Now, with seeing, like, with this, like, talking about the Scarlet and saying, oh, the Crimson Despairs, who the fuck do you think she is? Now, obviously, people have noticed and all that, I didn't notice when I first talked about the Raw, that there is a scar under her chest. Now, I'm questioning about what exactly caused that. There's something, obviously, like, I feel like something to the character there. And kind of interesting that she's a mage, like, she's got, like, a staff, like, so I'm kind of curious about what's really her story, like, since, like, instead of, like, re-equipped with armor, maybe she has, like, kind of re-equipped with magic things, like, she can change her elements and stuff like that. That would make sense why she'd be, like, so strong, like, in that way. So I'm kind of curious exactly what is it, but everyone's saying, okay, this is either Erza's older sister or this is her mother. Now, I said before, if you didn't see the spoilers when I talked about this, Erza, like, especially what we saw with this situation, is a lot like what we saw with Silver, where a lot of people were speculating that Silver was Gray's older brother, if not father, and then it came out he was his father. My guess is in the case of this, like, this must be Erza's mother. This must be, like, Erza's mother. If not, it's plainly fucking obvious to the fucking everywhere that this woman is related to Erza. It really does remind remind me though of the Dragon's Crown, like sort of mage and all that. No, obviously we're not the massive badunkas that Dragon's Crown like chick has got, but instead she really reminds me of that kind of design on there. I thought it's, you know, it's kind of cool and all that. I kind of like the staff's a bit weird. That is leopard print at the top of the stick, which I was suspecting it to be wood. So it's fucking anime and manga. I'm not even gonna question what the fuck that thing's made out of. But my guess is like with the staff and the wizard stuff like that, I'm guessing she must also specialize in range magic. I don't think she'd be close range. I feel like she'd be a long range to mid range kind of fighter. So we'll also have to see, and suspected that she's in the snow as well. So yeah, she's definitely coming out then. It's kind of interesting to see that she's on her own and she doesn't seem to have any army around her. Brandish kind of admitting, saying, yeah, like she's strong. Like she's strong. Like, so it's like, okay, if we got the elites out of these guys, which, you know, all the Spriggans were supposed to be said, like, oh, they're all the strongest, or, like, they're all equally as strong as each other, which, God, is a bit of a lie, since, so, like, August and apparently Eileen are, like, okay, these big dogs. I still say this, though. If we got Eileen here, who, obviously, this like, screaming Erza fight right now, why did she need to fight Argyle? Like, I feel like, you know, everyone should have their time to shine. So, if the Erza's going to have her moment, let it be here. Like, you know, let it be here. Although, I'll still say, I'm glad she didn't fucking take out Neinheart. That was the one thing. Although, a lot of people were, like, comparing last chapters, she had, like, Conqueror's King Haikyu or some shit like that. But it's like, even still, it's like, she took out, like, you know, Ikaga and all. I thought, like, even still, that would have been great if Kaga took them down and showed that she was as strong as Erza. Like, with, as good as, like, I liked last week's chapter, and I really like this chapter as well, I can see the issues here. I can see the issues. It's still fucking hype, though. I still like that. I think no one fucking guessed the whole Eileen bit. No one guessed, like, oh, yeah, like, one of the people is going to be fucking Erza's, like, relatives or anything like that. Like, so, but the question, as I've always said, Erza's, like, we found out that she lived in that village, and obviously she's part of the Spriggan of the Alvarez Empire, so what's going on with that? Because the only one that we kind of knew that transferred over there was Serena, unless, like, there's a special section with her as well, so there's got to be a lot of questions with Eileen. What exactly is up with her? I don't think we're going to be seeing her fight for a while, though. I think we still got, you know, Bloodman and stuff like that, and I think we're probably going to have, like, everyone's probably going to recuperate and have a break and stuff, so we'll have to wait and see. But it'd be interesting if Brandish gets involved in this fight, since, like, you know, she clearly feels like now she's kind of on the good side now of this, so we'll have to wait and see. I still enjoy the chapter a lot. Like, I do love the Jalal ending. I thought was great. I love that. It was multi-hits. I love that it was just multi-stars coming crashing down to take out that motherfucker. Like, I was like, you know what? That's how I thought Neinheart would go down in some way. And just seeing Jalal pissed, I'm glad Jalal's got one under the book. I'm so, like, it's nice to see that it isn't just fairy tale that's pulling its weight. That it's actually, we've got people like Crime Sorcerer are doing stuff, as we get to see with Meredy as well, taking down Zancro. I think I give this one an 8.5 to like a 9. I feel like it's really good. The content there is a 9, but I'm still not too sure of myself. But that's all from me. So if you love fairy tale as much as I do, I'll give it probably an 8.5 to near 9 this week. So let me know in the comment section down below. But I'll catch you guys next time.